So here we are. This is the 4th Street ramp. The street between Baseline Tennis Center and 4th Street ramp is 17th, and this is 5th. It runs parallel to 4th and parallel to University. It's, 4th is north of University and 5th is north of 4th. And then there's this ramp, this pedestrian ramp that goes down to the athletic facilities, the outdoor track, the softball stadium, and as you can see in the sky, the dome or the fields when the dome is down. So this is the path that you take to walk to get there. Just FYI, this is what we call the Bierman Clubhouse. This is a storage for Bruce Irvin and the building and grounds folks where his lawn mowers and chalk liners and there's a couple restrooms in here, things like that. That's the ticket office for the softball stadium, but that all happens in this building. Okay, so here we are at the south pedestrian gate of the dome, and you can see that it is latched. It's not locked currently because the lock is frozen, but the key for this lock is EX32, and you can get these keys in the drawer of the dome office, and this is what the key will look like. Hopefully you can read that, EX32. And so there's the latch, opened up, and now folks can come in for open recreation. Just walk along the dome to the north side. These pedestrian lights along this path are automatically timed by Central Security on campus, so they don't have switches that turn them on and off. These will just go on and off by themselves. The very tall Musco lights that go towards the dome, those do have switches in the office to turn on and off, and we'll show you those later. This is the north pedestrian / vehicle gate, and same deal. EX32 is the key. This is the latch. Push the gate open for your shift. This is where you use your U card to get access through the smart card reader. So this is my U card. Hold it up to the door, and the door pops. This calendar on the front door should always be updated. So if it's out of date, please print out a new one. I'll show you how to do that on the computer. If your U card doesn't work on the front door, I need 2 numbers from your U card. The first one is on the second line on the front of the card, and they all start with 600953. So send me this number. And then also on the back side, there are yellow numbers at the top, and they begin with kind of a star sign and end with a letter, I believe. So send me that number as well. Now we have come to the office door, and the code to get into the office is 1955 followed by the pound sign. So 1955 pound. And you can get in the office. Once you're in the office, turn the computer on. The hardware on the computer is a little bit slow, so please don't ever shut down the computer. Just turn it or log off. The operating system login for these computers runs on the Active Directory login system, so your username and your password is the same as your email address. That's your x.500 university account. So the beginning part of your email, for me it's MIKL0018, and then your password is the same as your email. Once logged into the computer, open up the time clock program and click on Find Time Card, enter in your last name and your employee ID or your student ID number, and click Go, and then punch into the correct job code that you're punching in for. This shift will be called Bubble Facility Supervisor. Next on the computer, you're going to want to open up the class software, and this is what our point of sale and membership pass validation runs through. And you'll need another account for this software that's different than your Active Directory account, but will still use the same user ID. So for me, it will be MIKL0018, and on the initial login for this software, under your username, the password will be password and then the numbers 12 with a capital P. So capital P ASSWORD 12. And then after you put in the initial password, it'll prompt you to change it, and then change it to something you'll remember, and then that's what it will be henceforth. Once you log in to the class software, the next pop-up will ask you which terminal you want to punch in at. And so for this area, you select Bubble and click OK. And you're going to want to open up two pieces of the software always when you're working your shift. And the first is member pass validation, and then also point of sale. And then you're also going to want to open up equipment lending as well for when you rent out equipment. That's how we keep track of who has what. For member pass validation, it's important that the cursor is active in this search field, otherwise it won't correctly search the software as well. For the search application, if it's on class application, it won't find any memberships, but if you have it on all, then it will work. So have the cursor active and have search application set to all. If the card reader is malfunctioning or something, you can also press the search button and then look for clients by either their name, last name, first name, or student ID number. For equipment lending, just click the equipment lending station, press open, and select the bubble. And again, make sure the client field is active, swipe the U card, and then down in this box here, select which equipment they're lending out. And then finally, for point of sale, this is what the terminal looks like. Just select the box for what they are wanting. If it's a day pass, it'll be right here. It's $8. Or if it's a ball rental, that's right here. That'll be 50 cents. Or if it's a facility program charge, taxable or non-taxable, those would be for a special event, and I will talk to you ahead of time about how to handle that. If a portion of it is taxable, there will be a portion that's non-tax, such as personnel, so I'll take care of that for you. And then for the payment types, there's cash, check, or credit. I don't believe we accept Discover, so don't press that. On the desktop, also click the Rec Sports homepage, and then it's probably just a good idea for you to have the Google Calendar for the Student Recreational Sports Dome open during your shift. Then you can see what's going on, possibly which half it's supposed to be on, the north or the south half. The north half is closer to the office. And then also we have an hourly attendance Google form that also has a shortcut on the desktop. So open that up as well, and every hour take attendance for what's going on in the dome. So this page has loaded. Go to facilities, select Student Rec Sports Dome, and then down on the middle of the page there's the facility schedule, and then you'll have the Google Calendar. If the Google Calendar on the front door is not up to date, select the print icon and change the date range to the start date to today, and then just do 7 days, and make sure that it's landscape, click black and white, and print out 2 copies and put them in the sign holders on the doors. For the hourly attendance form, you're going to need to sign in as well, so sign in your X500 and then just type into the fields in the form how many people are in the dome at that time. And then you're all set. Finally, on the desktop, there's a drawer balance report. That's a Word document, so you can print one out at the end of your shift. If you have more than $75 at the end of your shift, then you need to pull out the excess cash and fill out the drawer balance report and run a drawer balance report in class. There's a manual in the desk drawer to show you how to do that. Once you're in the office, go into the left desk drawer and grab a set of keys and a hex key, and head out to the front door. And we are going to do what we call a dogging process for the door. So there's a little hole to the right of the crash bar, and that's where the hex key goes in. So if you depress the crash bar and then turn the hex key, that will keep the crash bar from coming out. So now the door is always unlocked, even when it's shut. And so then to undog the door, you stick the hex key back in and then just turn it to the left and the crash bar comes out. Looking throughout the rest of the lobby in the dome, you'll see over here on the wall there's an automatic external defibrillator. You will be trained through the Red Cross on how to do that. If you don't yet have certifications, contact our facility coordinator, who's currently Jaime Medina. There's a window which you can see into the dome through. There are some quarter lockers here in the lobby as well. If a patron asks you, just when you open it up, put 2 quarters in, and then when you close, you can take the key out, take the key with you, and then the quarters will drop in, and your stuff will be locked up rather than sitting it on the sidelines while you play soccer. And this is a custodial closet, and the key for that door is RS5, if you can read that. And so in the custodial closet, you'll find custodial supplies, such as paper towels, vacuum cleaner, mop bucket, things like that. So you're not hired on as a custodial staff, but if you can, if things are looking crazy messy in the entryway, just go ahead and sweep and mop. Take care of that while you're out here. That'd be awesome. And then also on the door, there are some contacts. Bill Melgard is kind of our head of our maintenance in the rec center. Bruce Irvin is the building and grounds guy who is mainly in charge of the operations at the Dome.